Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dr. Robinson again, and we will be continuing our studies for the New York State Math Exam, Grade 6. This is our show number 1 for 2025. We'll be taking examples from the 2024 exam. If you need help with your homework, there's Dial a Teacher Homework Helpline at 212-777-3380. They're open from Monday to Thursday from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Give them a call. They're very nice people and they will help you out. This is the final year of our show, Math Time. Comes on Tuesdays at 4:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. It's on Optimum Cablevision, Channel 15, but it's only in Peekskill. You can watch my videos on YouTube. My channel name is Dan Robinson. Subscribe to our channel. Give us a thumbs up if you like what we do. You can even write me a comment because I do write back. Check out our latest Math Prep show, PKMS, Math Prep 22. You can tweet me at or X me at drobmath1. And I'm working on my book, Young Dr. Rob, My Life Before Becoming a Teacher. And there's an interesting saying from one of my teachers, you'll be in jail or on drugs. All right, let's get started. Which expression represents 5 more than the product of 2 and y? Wow. And I'm looking at the answers, so I need to know some vocabulary. So let me underline some of this interesting vocabulary. So we have 5 more than product of 2 and y. And I'm looking at the answer choices, so I really need to know some vocabulary. So let's pull out this, and this will give us a hand, because here's some vocabulary you should know, because it'll help you write your sentence or statement. So sum is the answer to addition. Difference is the answer to subtraction, minus. Product is the answer to multiplication. Quotient is the answer to division. And if you notice here in our parenthesis, we have the regular divide sign we're used to seeing, but when you get in the secondary school, we write our fraction, which is a division problem. The line in between the numerator and denominator means divide. So that'd be A divided by B. Okay, so that's something you should know. And let me see what's up here. More than means to add to. Less than means to subtract it from. So those are good words to know. So let me just put this back and now go to my problem. Since I know 5 more than means to add. Now, the next thing I have is product. Circle that. Product means to multiply. And what am I multiplying? It looks like I'm multiplying 2 and y. So, and let me put down and circle that. So that's really what it looks like. 5 plus 2x, 2 times y. And when we get to upper grades, we don't use the x's much when we're multiplying. Usually we put it together and it looks like that. So 2xy, or 2 times y, would be 2y. And let me put back the rest. We have 5 plus there. So that's what it looks like when we write it out word for word. Now I'm looking at my different choices, and I see B looks like that, but they have the 5 first and the 2y second. Well, we're allowed to reverse it because of the commutative property of addition, and that means we can add backwards and forward, and it means the same thing. So that's what I'm going to go with as my answer, choice B. And there we are. We're right about that. Good. So that was a good question. Okay, the coordinate plane can be used to show distance, show the distance in units between two locations. The location of Jack's house and a store are listed below. So Jack's house is located at -7, -8. The store is located at -7, 4. What's the distance in units between Jack's house and the store? Well, I wish I had a grid, but I have a small one right here where I can actually graph this distance. So Jack's house was located at -7, and remember this is the x, and there's -7, and here is our y-axis. And so Jack's house is at -7 and go down to -8. So there's Jack's house. And I'll put a little H for house. And the store is located at -4. I'm sorry, -7 and 4, +4. So that's up there. So it's located at -7 and 4. So let me get my line tool, if I can find it, and draw a line from Jack's house to the store. So in order to get the distance, all I need to do is just count the boxes or the units. Let me go back here and start counting my distance from, and let me get back to my pen. Did I get back to my pen? Okay. So I'm going to be counting from -8, all the way up to 4. Well, let's count from -8 to the x-axis. So from -8 up to the x-axis, that's 8 spaces. Now let me count from 4 to the x-axis. So I'm going to count down. 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's 4. And there's my distance between the two. 4 boxes on top, 8 boxes on the bottom. That's a total of 12 boxes. So the distance between Jack's house and the store is 12 boxes, or 12 units, if you want to say. So that's choice D. And sorry about that. Let me get out of the line tool and press this. So that's, oh, I see I wrote C. And let me erase that. And next time wear your glasses, Dr. Robinson. There it is, 12. So C is the right answer. And by the way, since it's multiple choice, you have to really, really be careful of selecting your answer, because all of this great work we did here by choosing the wrong letter, they're not going to give you credit, not even partial credit, even though we did it right over here. But it's very important that we select the correct letter. So be careful. All right, let's move on. What is the value of the expression 8 squared divided by 4 times 2 to the third power? All right, I hope you heard of something called PEMDAS. That's the orders of operation, tells you which to do from left to right and what in the order. P stands for parentheses, E stands for exponents, the little 2 up there. M stands for multiplication, D stands for division, A stands for addition, and S stands for subtraction. So that's the order you would do this problem in. So those operations that we have, we would do it. So let's write that down here. So the first thing we're going to do is our exponents. So 8 to the second power means 8 times 8, which is 64. And now we got divided by 4, but Dr. Rob, there's another exponent there. So we got to get that in there. So that's 2, which is raised to the third. That means we were going to write 2 3 times. And 2 times 2 is 4. So we did 2 2's. And there's one more 2, so we're going to take 4 and multiply it by that last 2, and that'll give us 8. Now we multiplied all of those, so we will be timesing this by 8. And there's our example. It's not finished because we have to divide 64 by 4. But Dr. Rob, wouldn't you multiply first? Because it says M, then D. Well, you have to start from the left and work your way to the right. Because multiplication and division are equal operations. So you start from the left and work your way over to the right. So 64 divided by 4 is 16. And now I still have a times 8. So let's take a look at our answers. 16, that's too small. 24 is too small. So 8 times 16, is that 96? Well, let me get myself over here and try it. 6 times 8, 48, carry the 4. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 4 is 12. So 128, and that's choice D. Good question. I wish I would have had a calculator, but I don't think you're allowed to use calculators grade 6. Wait till you get a little older. All right, so I hope you're enjoying the movie and you're understanding what's going on. If you are, great. But if you're not and you're still unsure, just rewatch the video again before you go any further. All right, let's continue. Ben purchases 1 1/4 pounds of nuts and puts them into bags. Each bag holds 1/8 pound of nuts. He uses all of the nuts to fill each bag completely. So he's filling up each bag. That's good to know. How many bags does Ben fill with nuts? Well, I'm going to look at my answer choices first and see what makes ridiculous. So you're going to fill up bags. What is 30 seconds of a bag? That's not a whole bag. So I'm going to cross that out along with B because they have fractions there. There's no such thing as a fraction of a bag. Either you're going to fill the whole bag or you're not. So my choices are going to be either C or D, 2 or 10. Well, he has 1 1/4. Now, I'm going to get a bag here and put 1/8 of nuts in there. So I would subtract 1/8, and that would give me one bag that he had filled up. Well, he still have a lot left over because I know 1 is 8/8. So let me just put another bag here, and that'd be 2 bags. So that would be 2/8 of nuts he'd have in a bag. So that's using 2 bags, but there's still more nuts in there. So C cannot be the answer. It's got to be D, by a process of elimination. So I didn't really have to keep subtraction or divide 1 1/4 by 1/8, and I still got the answer. So sometimes you can use a little math sense or math common sense to weed out the answers that are obviously incorrect and save yourself time. All right, let's keep going. This question is worth 1 credit. What value of n makes the equation n over 8 equal to 17? All right, so we got n divided by 8. Dr. Rob, you said divided by. I said, yeah, if you remember a little earlier, we had vocabulary words, and quotient should come to your mind, because this little line means divide. So I would have some number divided by 8 equals 17. And I have a simple equation there. So let me do the opposite of the divided by 8, which is multiplied by 8. And that'll get me out of the division, so I don't have that. So my n will equal to 17 times 8. So let me go over here. I think you're allowed to use calculators now on this, because this looks like a question they allow you to use it because it's not multiple choice. So 56, 8 times 1 is 8, 8 plus 5 is 13. So I get 136 is the value of n. Okay? Yep, there we go. And you could take 136 and divide it by 8 and check it. See if you'll get 17. So I'll leave that to you. I hope you're understanding what's going on. If you're not, watch the video and write me a note. My email address is at the end of the show. So write me if you're still not sure. Okay. This question is worth 2 credits. The diagram of a rectangular flag. So this is an interesting flag. I wish I could see it in color so I can see which flag it is. So the rectangular flag with a shaded section is shown below. What's the area in square centimeters of the shaded section of the flag? Show your work. Well, they gave us a clue about the shape of the flag. It's a rectangle. Rectangles have a length, and this one, and so the length, which is 9, and it has a width, which is 5. And I know my area formula is length times width. If you didn't know that, you should, because there's a triangle here, and you get a formula sheet that has formulas on it. So your 6th grade reference sheet, and I see up there the triangle, so we're going to need that. Area equals 1/2 BH. So, and I know 5 times 9 is 45. So the area of this whole shaded and the triangle is 45 square centimeters. But they didn't say that. They want to know the area. What is the area of the shaded section of the flag? So if we took out this triangle area, an area of the triangle formula is 1/2 base times height. So let's fill in our what we know. The base, or this side width, is 5. The height of the triangle, as this dotted line, is 4.5. And we have to multiply that by 5. Okay, so that'll be the area of this triangle. So let me start multiplying. So 1/2 of 5, or 1/2 times 5, is 2.5. And that's something you should know. If you divide $5 in half, everybody gets 2.5 or 250. And now I got to multiply that by 4.5. All right. So let me go up here. So 4.5 times 2.5, that's 25. Carry the 2, and that'll give me 5 times 4 is 20. 20 plus 2 is 22. And I'm just acting like the decimal is not there, so I'm ignoring it. Put down a 0. 2 times 5 is 10. Carry the 1. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. So that's 5 to 11. Now, where do you put the decimal, Dr. Rob? Well, remember, there's 2 numbers up here that are behind the decimal. So that means your decimal down here has to have 2 places. So you got 2 areas here. You got an area of the rectangle and you have an area of the triangle. So that's 11.25. So in order to find the shaded region, we'd have to take out the area of the triangle away from the area of the rectangle. So that would be 45, which is the area of the rectangle, and we have to take out or minus the area of the rectangle, which was 11.25. Okay, so let me scroll down a little bit, get a little bit more room. So, and let me move over here. 45.00. It's too bad I didn't have a calculator. I think you're allowed to use a calculator at this part. All right, minus 11.25. But this is good exercise for the brain. All right, I got to borrow from here, make him a 4, make him a 10, then borrow, make him a 9, and him a 10. So 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 2 is 7. Leave my decimal point there. 4 minus 1 is 3. 4 minus 1 again is 3. So my area, or shaded area, is 33.75 square centimeters. And that's my answer. Wow. And let's press. 33.75 centimeters. That's a lot. How many points was that? Only 2 points? Oh, they should have gave us 4-point credit for that. So that was a great question. Finding your areas. What's nice is, again, they did give us a formula sheet, so use your reference sheet if you don't know that area formula for the triangle. So that could help you out a lot. All right, so let's see what's next. Okay, here's another question. This one's worth 3 points. Rex and Nero are saving money for new bikes. They both started with nothing, $0.00, and save at a, here's a good word that comes up a lot in in the future grades, constant rate for 16 months. The tables below show Rex's and Nero's total savings in dollars at the end of the different number of months. So there's Rex and there's Nero, so we'll read their information in a minute. At the end of 16 months, what is the difference? And that's one of those words we saw earlier between the amount of money Rex saved and the amount of money Nero saved. So there's going to be a subtraction that we're going to have to deal with. But I go back to that constant rate. So that means something's occurring over and over in these savings. So when you save money, you can look at Rex's savings. In 2 months, he saved $18. 4 months, 36. We're looking for a constant pattern. 6 months, 54. 8 months, 72. So what is he saving in 1 month would be a good question. Well, if he saved $18 in 2 months, and put my dollar sign there, how much money would he save in 1 month? So I have my proportions or equal fractions. All I have to do is cross multiply and divide by 2. So 18 times 1 is 18. And now I'm going to divide by 2 because that's left over. So 18 divided by 2, that's 9. So X is 9. So in 1 month, Rex saves $9. Or we could say $9 per month. So we could find 16 months real quick because we can multiply 9 times 16 and get his amount. So let's take a look at Nero. How much is he saving? If you look at the pattern, 3, 6, 9, 12, they appear to be counting by threes. And 36, 72, 108, 144. So let's figure out how much is he saving in 1 month. So I'm going to take $36, and he does that in 3 months. So, and I'll put my dollar sign there, and M for months. So how much money is that for 1 month? So let's cross multiply. 36 times 1 is 36. And all I got to do is divide that by 3. 36 divided by 3 equals 12. So he's saving $12 per month. So let's take a look at these nice blanks I got, because I filled in some charts for us and kept counting. So Rex, last thing we have was 8 months. So if they counted by twos, and then which means his next number of months would be the 10th month, because 8 plus 2 months is 10. So 10 months, and that would be $90 he would have saved. Because remember, every 2 months he saves 18, or 1 month, $9. So if they counted by 2, it's $18 we would add on to his last amount that he saved in 8 months. So 72 plus 18 is 90. So his constant rate, again, is $9 per month. So I'm going to count to the next 2 months. There's 108, 14 months, 126, and there it is, the 16-month, $144 he saved. Nice money, Rex. Here's Nero. If we remember, he's saving $12 every month. So we're counting by threes on the top. So he left off at 12 months and saved 144. So that's $12 per month he's saving. Or if you can multiply that by three, that's $36 will be added on. So add on the next amount because he's counting by threes. 12, then 15 because 12 plus 15 months. 3 months is 15. And $36 plus $144 is $180. Then I add another 3 months. Oh, wait a minute. That's 15 months. So he's only supposed to be saving up to 16 months. So good thing we know that he saves $12 in 1 month. So I'll add 1 month to 15. That's 16 months. And I'll add $12 to the 180, and he has 192 months. But Dr. Rob, they were counting by threes. I got a little confused. Well, no problem. Count by threes. 15 plus 3 is 18, and every 3 months would be $36. So $180 plus $36 is $216. So you know you're right. So it's good to find the unit rate or constant rate per month. So we're finished, right, Dr. Rob? Not quite, because they used a little word down there that I had in the other question with our vocabulary, difference. What's the difference between the amount of money Rex saved and Nero saved? Well, in the 16-month, Rex saved 144 and Nero saved 192. So we have to subtract those two amounts. 192, Nero, minus 144 equals $48 is the difference in the amount those guys saved. So, nice work. And let me even circle that because that's important. The 16th month, the 16th month. So we had to subtract those 2 months amounts because they reached the 16th month. Whew. No wonder this was worth 3 credits. Because if you understood that, you're a good student. All right, what else we got? Oh, check your understanding. If you understand what's going on, great. If you're not sure, rewatch the video. Oh, boy, wow, I'm tired. Oh, that's it. Okay. So if you need help with your homework, there's Dollar Teacher Homework Helpline at 212-777-3380. Monday to Thursday, 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Give them a call. They'll really help you out. This is the final year of our math show. We've been on since 2007. Only in Peekskill, though, but we've been on. So watch our last few shows. It's on Tuesdays at 4:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. on Optimum Cablevision, Channel 15. But it's only in Peekskill. But you could watch my YouTube videos. My channel name is Dan Robinson, PKMS, Peekskill Middle School. Give us a thumbs up if you like what we're doing. Subscribe to our channel. And by the way, I do write back, so write me a comment. Check out our last math prep video, nice movie about math, made by me and my students, PKMS, Math Prep 22. Tweet us at drobmath1, or it's X us at drobmath1. So if you want a copy of a worksheet on this topic, write me at robinsonmath@aol.com. Coming soon, my book, Young Dr. Rob, My Life Before Becoming a Teacher. good luck. I know you're going to do well, so keep up the good work. Buena suerte and N.Y.S. Keep watching my videos. I hope you enjoyed the video review for the grade 6 New York State math exam. Take care. Bye-bye.